First, one of the things that I enjoyed most about working with Wade Chroninger Sensei was, and is, it always has been, his total humble nature. Nature of someone who really knows what they're doing. This guy's like, you can feel his history. You can feel his history in every technique. You can feel his particular experiences. They're ingrained in him to an extent that sometimes I don't even think he can put words to them. We'll do a set of techniques and then we'll have to go back and dissect them because it's so deeply ingrained in him that it's beyond words. You can feel the hours, the years of time that he's put in the Goju-Ryu under his teacher, Masaaki Ikemiyagi. I'm looking forward to working with Wade on a number of different projects, but mainly I look forward to teaching with him out in Roswell, New Mexico. That's one of our goals, and we're going to see that come to fruition within the next year or so. Wade's got a tremendous amount of experience with, well, he's a fighter, and when I say that, I don't mean that he's a very peaceful man, but he's truly trained to fight, not just fighters and not sport fighters. He's a trained, he's a machine that's meant to, he's going to stop whatever comes his way. He's trained to take care of not just fighters, but killing machines. He's a destroyer. He won't like me saying this, but he probably, in our times of working out, he's made me feel more inept with less trying to make me feel that way. I've had other people try to make me feel inept that didn't even come close, but Wade is a very gentle person. But he can make you feel like you've got 2 left feet. He's got no gaps. That's the thing about him. When you step in, you're not working on one principle. You're working on the entire Kempo no Haku. You're working on Goju-Ryu in its entirety. Just in a few brief moves, you're going to find everything right there. And that's fascinating. Excuse me. He's also had a great deal of experience with fighting and practicing with people from the internal arts of China, and certainly that's an influence in Goju-Ryu, and it's made even finer, I think, in the Meibukan of Masaaki Ikemiyagi Sensei, and this is reflected right there in Wade's technique. You go in to attack, and you're going to get stung. You're going to get hurt. I'm having to adjust to using bigger circles, but it all comes back down to a lock. Same thing that I'm used to doing. The bigger circles, as he explained to me, is everything is in the circle, so you can bring it down. It's so hard to open it up to unknown territory, if you understand what I mean. So, you know, when you see the Meibukan kata, maybe a little different, well, you know, I can pretty much tell Meibukan from Shobukan, from Shoreikan, Jindokan certainly, and they're all good. And that's one thing that Wade always expresses, is that they're not wrong. Nobody's wrong. It's just he's got so much time invested in his teacher's Meibukan. so much influence that his teacher brought to Meibukan that I consider our friendship to be a treasure. I just have a lot of hope and a lot of vision for us working together, and it's an honor to work with someone who spent that much time on the island, and very, very humble person. Excellent technician. There are no gaps. Everything that Wado does is, if you stop in the middle, he's going to tell you a reason. Everything. No gaps. And of course that's what we're all looking for. And that's what we're all trying to do. Unfortunately, I see a lot of segmentation in a lot of dojos. A lot of this is this, and then this is this. No, when it happens with Wade, it comes cascading down, and man, you're going to run into either a brick wall or an octopus, and he's going to turn you every which way but loose, and or loose, probably. Believe me, it's just a real pleasure working with this guy and the way he represents. And the experiences he's had with the long fist, and he makes it clear that he's never studied Kung Fu in a formal way, but he has worked with people, and he's fought people, and he's trained alongside of people that you can see the essence of Goju-Ryu, and you can see the influences that have affected Goju-Ryu inside his technique. His teacher studied with the great master in Taiwan, Master Hong, and although Wade was never able to practice with him, it came through Masaaki-Ikemiyagi Sensei, through Wade. You can see it. You can see that in the Chinese influence. I think more than anyone I've ever worked with, including some Chinese Goju-Ryu practitioners, Wado Sensei has he's got more ingrained of the essence of the Chinese influence than anybody I know, and it's just a pleasure to work with him, and I'm real happy to know him, and I'm really happy to be a very close friend, and I'm happy to be looking forward to the day that we set up the dojo there in Roswell. And until then, there'll be some interviews, there'll be hopefully some dual trips to Okinawa, and we got a book or two in us as well, so look forward to that. Wado is a repository of knowledge, and it's not so much verbally, it's intrinsic, it's inside of him. He has made it his first nature. It comes out on the floor. It comes out not so much kuchiwaza, not much talking with Wade. You get on the floor and it's right there. Wade is like a fortress, so to speak. You go in there and you're going to be sucked in like a tornado that has got a hold of you, or you're going to hit a brick wall and it's going to hurt. That's just the nature of the game with Wade. He's a serious person about his about martial arts, and he's not in it for any of the frills or any of the games. And I'm sure that he doesn't want to use what he does, because what he does is it can be somewhat brutal.